the funny thing is, I told them today at walkthrough, that's what's coming, okay? And then I told them in the pregame meal, you're going to get a double pass. Then I told them before we went out, you're going to get a double pass. We got a double pass.
That's exactly what happened. Coach, after that, defense really stepped it up. You got a few interceptions tonight.
Yeah.
How big was that for you?
Well, you know, Kenyon Hasbury's interception was huge. C.J. Tony played great. You know, all the kids defensively bought in. We run a completely different scheme for us this week based on what they did, and we were able to execute that with 2 10th graders on the field. So I was dang proud of our defense, but, you know, the offense, you know, they just keep getting better and better and better. They were able to do a lot of great things tonight. Of course, you know, Nico had an incredible night, made some plays that, you know, made some a big-time kid. I thought after the first quarter, our quarterback played better. He played a lot smarter, and that's what we wanted to do. But, man, I am proud of these guys because, you know, it's a hard thing to, you know, just win and not let up mentally if you're a young person. And I want to tell you something else. Shays Valley Mounties are in a good hands with Coach Partridge and his staff because their schemes are solid. Their kids are trying to execute the best they can. And for the long term, they will have a perennial winner over there if they'll let David have enough time. I was super impressed with what they brought to us tonight. They gave us some problems.
Absolutely. Coach Ty obviously gave them problems tonight.
Yeah.
With his arm, also with his legs. How'd you feel about him kind of utilizing both of his strengths?
Well, besides when he was trying to, you know, throw some balls we don't really need to throw, and maybe should have ran one and get us a first down, get us out of the hole, makes us punt. You know, besides that, he calmed down, did a good job with running the offense. You know, Coach Floyd does such a great job with him. He understands him and he keeps his head right. So, you know, even if he starts off a little shaky, you know, Stewart can get with him and he has the magic touch.
Welcome back. The Clay Chalkville Cougars hosted Shades Valley in a region matchup last Friday night. And Shades Valley, with first-year head coach David Partridge, they got a test and they didn't live up.
That's right. Hey, they came out quick. They had a little trick play ready for the start of that game. It was a little double pass. Coach Jerry Hood said he knew it was coming, but his guys didn't know it was coming because it went for a 72-yard touchdown.
Well, Clay's offense, again, unstoppable, 575 yards of total offense. Ty Pigram amassed 444 by himself, running and passing. This is probably the most prolific offense we've seen in a while.
I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. Ty Pigram at quarterback, this is on a night where he even struggled passing the ball. The ball was really sailing on him. You know, he just didn't really have control there. But, you know, in the second half, that turned around and, you know, started getting the ball down a little bit. But just what he can do with his legs. I mean, he can improvise so much. If it's covered, he can take off with it. They have a lot of design runs for him, and it's hard to stop.
Clay's defense, again, stellar. Other than the trick play, they only give up 7 more points in the ballgame in mop-up time, basically. Again, this defense, they don't get as much publicity as the offense, but they do a pretty good job, too.
Hey, they're doing a great job. Defensive coordinator Sean Talisman, he really holds his defense to the same standard that they have offensively as well, and that's to go out there and dominate the opponent. And like you said, they really did dominate other than the one play there. They very stout. 3 interceptions as well.
Clay's won 22 straight games. They get Woodlawn, kind of a hapless team this week. They should win that ball game. But looking at the region standings, they still have a little bit of work to do. They've got to beat Gardendale to actually win this region outright, and it all kind of hinges on that game in a couple of weeks, and we'll jump ahead and talk about that for a moment.
That's right. You can rank them as high as you want to in the state, even in the country, but they're still number 2 in this region right now. Gardendale hasn't slipped up yet, and it's all going to come down to, once again, October 23rd. That's going to be a really big night for Hewitt and Clay. And that'll be an awesome game to watch between Clay and Gardendale.
I also want to talk about Pinson Valley a little bit. They were off this week. They look like they're going to be in the playoff picture as well. They've got a ball game coming up this week against Centerpoint that they should win. Then they're going to play Shades Valley. In all likelihood, those two are going to be playing for the 3 and 4 spots in that region.
That's right. Once again on October 23rd, it's a huge night for all of our teams. But as far as this week goes, Pinson Valley should be in good shape against, I think, a 1-6 Center Point team, so they should take care of business there. And then Shades Valley, hey, David Partridge has those guys fighting, and when Shades and Pinson play, I really expect a very good ball game there. And there's a lot on the line. Like you said, it's for that number 3 seeding in the playoffs.
Yeah, looking back, Shades played Gardendale off their feet, only lost that game 36-34. So they have some weapons, and they have, a chance to be in these games. And David Partridge, again, a guy that we know pretty well, and his staff with Jeremiah Millington. Those guys are going to do a good job at Shades Valley, and they're having some growing pains in year 1, but we're looking forward to seeing the future with them. So
right.
When we come back, we're going to have our Players of the Week, and we're going to have one of those players in for an interview. We'll be back.